go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew, Dynasty Owl, the Doc. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing
Good,
great.
good, yeah.
Good stuff to hear. As always, I've been scouring through trades all week, hand-selected a few of my favorite ones. Right before we jump into the first trade, if you're looking for a place to play Dynasty Football, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Over 600 Dynasty Leagues. We've never folded a single one. Email drafts, live drafts, redrafts, we got them all. With that said, let's jump into this first trade. Derrick Henry for Marquise Brown, the 1.11, 2.3, and a future one.
Go ahead, Al.
All right,
I
so
feel like I've been going first on a
Okay,
lot of these
all right.
interesting ones.
so I don't want to sound like a broken record because I said this on one of our previous trade shows, but pairing those two, the late first this year and a future first, I think it's just one of the best things to do because, the same guy who had the 1.11 this year, which means he had a really good team, he lost in the championship, is going to give his first rounder next year and also get the best player in the deal. So I would tend to think there's a very good chance that 2022 first is also the 1.11, maybe the 1.12 because now he has Derrick Henry. So I just think that's a really good strategy, and to get Derrick Henry for a couple of late firsts, I think is a great deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also, I do see the value in it. And again, we've talked about Henry, a lot of touches, a lot of this and that, getting banged up. We'll see if he's able to continue staying durable through all that. And, honestly, too, and I hyped up Hollywood Brown a few shows ago, but, I mean, he honestly, if he continues doing what he did, I mean, I like him still as a player. I just don't think there's enough consistency at quarterback at this point.
Yeah, go ahead. Interesting part of
it.
this trade I seen is it looks like that 2022 is his, so he's getting it back.
Oh.
So he actually gets rid of Henry, which probably weakens his team a little.
Oh. All right, so my take was a little off then.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
Yeah,
when
no,
you
that's a
said
good
it.
call. I was thinking, yeah.
Because it was cut off there, you couldn't really
Gotcha.
see
Yeah.
it. But
Pretty
Well, I
tight,
even
dude.
saw it, but I forget how this works. Yeah.
interesting though.
Yeah.
Which I just did that recently. A guy, I gave up my first round pick. I forget who it was for, and I was going out making trades, and like I keep seeing him having my first round pick, and I'm trying like heck to get it back.
Yeah.
All right, next trade popping up on the screen here. Another interesting one. I know you guys like Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson for Antonio Gibson. What side you got?
Ooh. We do love Deontay Johnson,
Yes.
But I
also like Antonio Gibson.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think just the running back value. I think Deontay Johnson's going to be playing longer in this league than Antonio Gibson will, at least, in a starting capacity. But I think just that, the running back upside that positional upgrade a running back has in terms of fantasy points per game over most receivers. I think I lean Gibson, especially the fact that, these are both young guys, but yeah, I lean Gibson, but I think Deontay Johnson is a better long-term bet.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholly there, and I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson as well, just because and I feel like, too, he's gotten a lot better, and he was one of those guys that didn't really take a lot of snaps at running back in college, and to see the way he looked last year, I feel like he's going to keep getting better and better and better as he gets more used to actually playing the position. So I like his outlook going forward a lot, too.
Good stuff. You guys notice a theme like every week when you tell me you like someone. The next week I bring in a bunch of trades just to prove how much you really like them.
Yeah.
All right, next trade popping up on your screen here: Ezekiel Elliott and Cole Beasley for Kareem Hunt, Allen Robinson, and a one. Before you guys go, I will point out the Zeke trades slowed down a little bit this week because he's another guy that's been getting traded quite a bit.
Yeah, and I've said, too, that I'm kind of shocked that he's been getting moved so much because he was doing so well before Dak got hurt. And as great as Cole Beasley was last year, I'm a little hesitant to expect him to do the same things he did last year again this year. So I'm going to go with the side that I think is better overall, and that's getting Kareem Hunt, getting Allen Robinson, and a first-round pick. There's a good chance Kareem Hunt and Allen Robinson could be in better situations, and they're already in decent situations. Even though Allen Robinson's isn't great, he's been putting up great numbers anyways. Same with Kareem Hunt. Not even the starter, but he's putting up, 15-ish a game. Yeah, I like that side just a little bit better, even though Zeke, again, is getting a lot of hate for some reason.
Yeah, I agree with the doc. My logic's the exact same. Just the upside that Kareem Hunt and Allen Robinson have in terms of they're already great players, but their situation could even get better in the future. Add in a first rounder as well, basically just for Zeke. I know Cole Beasley had a nice year last year, but as you mentioned, he's older and we don't expect another year like last year probably. So yeah.
All right, good stuff. Give me Zeke for whatever it's worth, man. I'm not giving up on my guy yet. All right, next trade here popping up on the screen. Got another doubleheader. DeAndre Swift, Michael Thomas, and Cole Kmet for AJ Brown, DJ Shark, Jalen Reagor,
And DJ
AJ
Brown.
Shark. That's his little brother.
Yeah.
AJ Shark and DJ Brown.
Yeah.
We'll just do that one first. Your guys' thoughts on this one?
I feel like Michael Thomas is another guy that's kind of fallen off for not a great reason. I expect him to bounce back big time. Again, Swift, a guy I'm not huge on, but if we're going, the second best player on each side is Swift versus Shark. I'm going to go with the Swift side in that scenario. And I feel like Thomas is still an elite receiver in terms of fantasy, as well as Brown, so that's kind of a wash. So I'm going to take the Thomas and Swift side by a nose.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Exactly. Not a whole lot more to add. I think, like you said, the biggest difference is, Swift over Shark, kind of, the second best players in the deal. It's pretty big. So
Yeah.
AJ
People would probably give me grief because I said Swift wasn't the best player on that side of the trade. But
I was just in totality, AJ Brown, the most valuable piece in that trade. You think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people would say Swift.
I think so too. All right, actually, so I guess even analyzing it this way, so Swift for Brown, those are the 1-1, and then Michael Thomas for DJ Shark. I think that's the big swing.
Right.
So,
I can see that.
yeah.
And then the second part of the trade, kind of what we talked about earlier with the Mark Andrews and a 1 for George Kittle. We just seen the same thing for Travis Kelce.
Right.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
this one I take the Kittle side, mainly just because of age, and it's a future first, so it could end up being a late one.
Yeah.
But
With that Kelsey trade, it was the 1.3,
yeah.
so
Right. Ian Kelsey's 31, 32.
Sure.
Kittle's still in mid to late 20s. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock the Kittle side.
Yeah.
I do think I'd say without a doubt the number 2 dynasty tight end right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. And I've made a trade exactly like this before.
I'll put him at number 3 behind Pitts, Kelsey.
I like it.
All over it, man. I like it. All right, next trade. I know you guys keep telling me how much you like Brandon Aiyuk, so I'm going to test you on that. Yeah. Robbie Anderson in the 1.6 for Aiyuk and the 2.1. What side you got?
Give me Aiyuk.
Yeah, I'll say the same.
Good stuff. Over the 1.6, no question.
Yeah, I mean, so you're really just moving back from 1. I mean, I know it's significant, but you're picking up the 2.1 too, so you're sliding back like 6-7 spots there. And yeah, I think, if you looked at a startup draft where Aiyuk would go versus where it might be closer than I think right now, but I'm gonna go with Aiyuk. We've seen him produce for a year. The 1.6 is still a complete unknown, even though we like a lot of the guys there. So.
Yeah, good stuff. Seems like Robbie Anderson just a toss-in now on that trade.
Yeah.
He's always been a toss-in to me, and it burnt me. It burnt me last year because last year he was more than a toss-in. But
yeah, he was one of those guys that was tough to respect as a legit guy you could start every week. But yeah, even though he's having a quarterback that he's had before, I still feel like there's a little uncertainty on how he's going to perform.
All right, good stuff. Next trade popping up, we got Matthew Stafford and Travis Kelce for Josh Allen, Jared Cook. And actually, when I seen this trade, and I get it because Stafford is a nice quarterback, I think, to have for the next couple of years. I think what I really wanted to ask you guys was, would you take Travis Kelce or would you rather have Josh Allen?
Well, I think I'd take Kelce.
Me too. I feel more strongly about it than I think I should, because obviously Josh Allen, young franchise quarterback, but I feel really good about the Kelce Stafford side.
Yeah. And I think it does kind of go to that discussion we've had about quarterbacks. And, I mean, as great as Josh Allen was last year, I mean, there's a ton of different guys that can push top 10, even top 5 this year that, I mean, there's just a lot of good athletic quarterbacks that have high upside in fantasy, and they could blow up like Josh Allen did a year ago. So I don't feel like he's a legit, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's like Mahomes level or even Kyler level. I still need to see a little bit more because he took just a huge jump in one season. So I'd like to see a little consistency before
I still think Dynasty Al said it best one time, and I probably can't repeat it. But you had said like the way the tier 1 quarterbacks. It was just like such a run. Like it just keeps getting bigger,
Right?
and
Yeah.
bigger. Which I mean, at some point,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like Stafford could sneaky be in that
Could
tier
be
one
right
this
in
year,
there for the
like,
next couple years.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. And the final trade popping up here. I almost just did a whole Cam
Yeah.
Akers show, and maybe next week we'll have enough trades where we can just zero in on some particular guys. But Calvin Ridley, the 1.9, the 2.7 for Cam Akers, and the 3.8. What side you got?
Have I told you I love Cam Akers?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nah. This one's tough for me. I do love Cam Akers, and I know I mentioned Ridley's older than we'd like, but he had a phenomenal year last year. We expect Ridley to have another phenomenal year. The 1.9, 2.7. I think there is more value on that side, but the fact that Cam Akers is such a young potential workhorse running back, I think it's perfectly even trade.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I like Akers as well, but gut call just from looking at it. First thing I thought was I want the Ridley side, and I don't know why, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys, but I mean, let's be honest. We all love running backs, man.
Yeah.
When you do hit on a running back, it feels good to not have to worry about it week to week, to have a true number one in your lineup.
Very true.
Appreciate you guys for watching. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, come be a part of the Masters family. Pretty much all I got. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.